4 minutes behind every 2 seconds I look at it.
He's walking.
This is my water.
I'm not even kidding, dude. Like,
I get it.
5 minutes ago, he was still on that corner, and now he's like just now driving.
Had to stop and get a beer and whatever.
He probably stopped and took a couple bites of Alex's food. Zipped it back up.
What's going on?
Hey guys, we are paying attention to you.
Yes.
And you guys are probably like, what's going on with this new setup? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? We made some adjustments. Do you guys like the new camera?
You hear us okay?
Yeah, how's the audio sound?
We see one comment.
How's the lighting look? We did some improvements here.
You know, finally, 5 years into it, we finally.
This is only step one. Me too. We got a lot more to add. There's no comments for some reason.
Something's going on.
Oh, there we go.
Fancy camera and lights. Oh, a spicy new set. Clint didn't break it yet.
Nice.
Give it a minute.
Clint put in some hard work, guys. Clint, huge shout out to Clint. And if you guys haven't met Alex, he's another one of our buddies that is helping us film, doing a lot for Addicted. Actually, he's not just helping us film, he's doing a lot for us. So he helped us in here as well.
Hella good audio. What's going on? Howdy, gentlemen. Looks super good. Sweet, sweet, sweet.
He says we're a little bit further away. We should be closer.
No.
No?
You're like a little further away because you can see the bottom underneath the little banner down below, and then it's clean. Holy bright. I like it. Finally here for another live feed. Zach Harris says, you guys were talking kokanee tonight. We're going to be talking a whole bunch of other stuff. There's a lot of exciting things going on. We got some great weather.
They don't know we're talking kokanee unless they look at the thumbnail.
Don't know we're talking
because I titled it. What did I title it, Clint? Oh, they're here. Alex, they're here.
TBA.
Run down there.
Best tasting fish changed my mind.
I already tipped him on the app, but give him a couple extra bucks just because I'm nice.
Yeah.
There's a lot of exciting things going on right now.
Yeah, we got to figure out. We got to see what I titled it, or maybe someone will comment what I titled it.
Like best tasting fish in the world, changed my mind, or something like that.
Oh,
it's pretty true.
Yeah, it's a
I said
nothing. Yep.
There's no better fish to eat in the Pacific Northwest. Changed my mind.
Yeah. Change
my
our mind.
Change
halibut.
Our mind.
Sorry, I'm a halibut guy.
You're a halibut guy? Really?
Yeah, I'm a whitefish guy.
I mean, I do like a good whitefish, but
I like halibut. I love halibut.
Let's start the feed off
right.
The
salmon
and you guys roast
the
Cameron.
Meat.
Cameron has no idea why that happened
sprayers, kokanee.
in the last week.
What is it, guys?
I just
roast
think
Cameron.
I just think
kokanee
starting is so underrated. How good it is.
It is absolutely underrated, and
it's gained a lot of popularity though. Like probably in the last year, like. I mean, you've seen like pages just blow up, like over everything. Everybody's starting a kokanee page, and like everybody that's out there, I think it's getting crazy. I think it's really cool. They have kind of their own little family.
There is like a community,
yeah,
definitely like a kokanee community for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, we better introduce this guy because everyone's probably like, "Who in the hell is this dude even talking over here on the left?" Cliff, introduce yourself.
My name is Cliff Salee. I'm the owner of Real Adrenaline Guide Service here in Southwest Washington. Fish salmon, steelhead, kokanee. We would fish sturgeon, but that's never going to happen again, I don't think. Ever. I don't think it's ever going to happen.
You don't think they're going to give us a sturgeon season ever again?
No.
Well, I mean, when the seals kill all the oversized spawning sturgeon and our populations plummet, I mean, unfortunately, they restrict us, but they don't solve the problem. So
no.
Still waiting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no, you're right. I think it is going to be a little tough. But there's some really good catch and release opportunities. There's some opportunities for keepers above the dams, away from the sea lions, where it's managed properly. Mainly because there's no sea lions there. Well, the ones that get there, well, there are sea lions above.
I was going to say, did you see the one that was in Drano?
Yeah, they tend to disappear real quick. I don't know why. But anyways, yeah.
That's an east side thing, I think. I don't know.
Wow, there's a really red hue on cam. Yeah, that's because it's been out in the wind and sun, and I probably should wear some sunscreen. We were doing some salmon fishing today. The salmon is finally going off. It's been pretty good the last few weeks. I think some areas have definitely seen, like, I'm just going to say it, the Willamette. Some of those fisheries have really seen some great fishing. It was forecasted to be good. Yeah. It has been reflecting that. Been great. But now we're starting to see some fish over the dam. Believe it or not, there was actually some better fishing when it was smaller numbers over the dam in some
that was
of the
crazy
tributary areas. But it is what it is. The fish are on the move.
Yeah.
But things are happening.
Wicked
It's
Tube
good.
Flies. Wicked Tube Flies. We appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much.
Oh, sorry. Hello from the Upper Road. What's happening?
Yeah, Clint, you might want to try touching down the satch just a little bit more.
How red am I?
I mean, you're not
Yeah,
bad.
I'm pretty burned. Wind burn, sunburn.
It's just really how he looks, though.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's enough people commenting, Clint, where it's a little. I think we got to
Yeah, people
adjust
are
it
making
a
fun of you.
little
I get it.
bit
It's fine.
more.
It's fine. It's fine.
You don't.
Why don't they relocate the sea lions? That well,
No, and on here I don't at all, Clint. Like
Yeah, it's Cam.
Yeah.
they
He's been drinking.
they tried that.
Clint's Cam's been drinking too much. Old pink face.
Yeah.
It's
That's what
on
I've
the
been doing.
sauce.
No. Yeah, why don't they relocate sea lions? Because they tried one time up in Ballard Locks in Seattle. There was a sea lion that was killing all the wild steelhead sitting in a fish trap because that's what sea lions do because they're smart. And they relocated his butt down to California. And I think
San
the sea
Diego.
lion
2 days, right?
beat the truck back.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got dropped in the water and said, nope. Started swimming north. Didn't
That's
stop,
such a long
went
ways.
right back to and it was like no time. It was amazingly fast. Because again, unfortunately, the sea lions are smarter than our managers that are managing them, because they can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'm never gonna understand it.
we know what we need to do. We just have to have the gumption to do it. But well, because we didn't, we have no sturgeon. So. Anyways, Cam, you talked to fish on for me last week. Walking on water. Are you the kayaker guy out there getting it every time? Yes, sir.
Looks like a burnt lobster.
Yeah, I'm a little red. But it's nice. A lot of this isn't sun, too.
I'm gonna get a prize pack going here.
A lot of it's wind. Battleground House. Yeah, tell us where you guys are tuning in from. Marlon's going to get the prize packs going. You guys kind of know the drill. We're going to be talking a lot.
The Addicted Sunscreen Fund.
There you go. There you go. $10 super chat, Addicted Sunscreen Fund. Mitch, thank you. I will now go spend. Marlon, give me $10. I need to go buy a bottle of sunscreen.
Addicted.
What do you got? Are you gonna make Cam say that?
What?
That one?
What is it?
The titty twister?
No,
Oh.
jeez.
I don't even know.
Oh,
Yeah.
Coeur d'Alene, Idaho? Maybe not.
I went through that box earlier.
All right, guys, we're gonna get the first prize pack going here. We got a nice hoochie spinner from Short Bus Flashers, as well as a Chartreuse Hunter Triangle Flasher. All you gotta do is thumbs up the video. Thumbs up. You guys know I ask you every single week to do it. It helps us on YouTube, helps us on Facebook to get this out to more people. So thumbs up the video. Drop a comment. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I see a lot of people are already doing that. Tiger, Vancouver, Kelso. And then share it. Text message some buddies, any of your friends, family, anyone that wants to kind of learn about kokanee. We got a couple really good kokanee fishermen in the building tonight. I've probably done kokanee. I've probably fished for kokanee about 4 times in the last 10 years. So
Oh
that's
my
about my
gosh.
kokanee experience. So I'm not going to be the expert tonight. But these guys are. That's why I got these guys.
Yeah.
I just follow Cam.
It's going to be a good feed, though. I feel like we're going to be in hard to get people in here because it's Game 6, LA Lakers versus the Warriors tonight. So if
There's shooty hoops going on?
you're a
I didn't
if you're a
realize it was
basketball
basketball,
fan,
yeah.
there's millions of people watching it right now. So
Shooty hoops. I think South Park called it one time. They called it shooty hoops.
I can tell you that I'm going to be checking on my phone this entire life.
Checking the score.
So feel free if you guys want in the comments.
Yeah,
to
update you.
Update us the game. Update us
give
the
me
game.
give me score updates, please.
Because we know it's on your phone and then on the TV. Everyone's watching 2 screens at once these days, right?
Oh yeah.
It doesn't.
Yes,
it
yes.
begins at 7, so we're not. We don't. That's people just don't like kokanee.
People just don't like kokanee.
They don't- I mean, it's
Well,
it's
we're
kind
going to
of a
talk
good
some
thing.
salmon.
Yeah.
Some salmons. But maybe we won't. What do you guys want to talk about tonight?
What? We're talking kokanee, I thought.
Yeah.
What are you
No, we
talking
are
about?
talking cocaine.
Oh.
Cam, turn, move your microphone. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't.
Oh yeah, it is kind of off to the
He
side.
always puts it like upside down.
What the hell do you want me to do? Be a producer. Help me out.
Yeah, you're.
Is that better? Is that better?
Whenever I've been on Outdoor GPS, they usually help me put my mic on.
We need to talk about the whole hair and makeup situation.
Yeah, obviously, because he failed at my makeup
Yeah.
today.
Oh,
I did it good.
Should have done a little more.
put a lot of blush on you.
Yeah. A lot of rouge.
You know what else would be really cool, Cam, is if we had new comments in the last couple.
You know what? I was waiting. I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just gonna sit here and be like,
God.
well, Clint's not doing his job again. But nope, because it upsets him.
When are you guys coming to Chelan, Marlon?
Oh, Harmson, what's up, buddy? Miss you, dude. I know you've been fishing a bunch. I heard a couple people ran into you on the river. He's been being silent. He's been being a silent killer. I know him. I've asked him a couple times, you catch any fish? Oh, yeah, there's been a couple. The typical Harmson answer. But hit him up, guys. Steel Obsession Guide Service.
Steel Obsession.
I'm pretty sure he's been killing some springers and some summer steelhead. So
yeah.
How's the shed hunting any more ticks?
God, dude.
Shed hunting.
He's all like, oh.
Do you use permethrin?
I've tried it all, dude. They don't freaking work.
Dude, I use permethrin like crazy. That's the only thing that stopped. That is grimy.
Isn't that badass?
Where did you get that?
Don't worry about it, bro.
Oh, yeah. No mountain names either.
That's killer.
Don't worry about the shed spot.
I don't have time for that.
Smashing sheds.
Dude, we're smashing.
Smashing
Go to side
sheds.
cam.
Smashing sheds.
That's
Go to
a
side cam.
good.
Here's my buddy Luke with a nice one.
There it is.
Smashing sheds. That worked surprisingly well. We're going to have to do that more
Let
often.
me go to another one here.
Oh, look. Everybody look at Clint back here in the studio now.
There it is.
Oh, it's no focus.
There it is.
There he is. Look at it.
And look at this, dude. My buddy Rob
Uh-oh.
got his first brown.
His first shed.
His first brown, dude.
Dude, that's the hardest one to get.
What
too,
a
is your
memory.
first one.
What a memory. And we didn't get any ticks, so it was good.
Oh, the first
It
shed.
was good.
Did it fly hard?
I fought hard.
Did it run?
Yeah.
You want to know what's so annoying is we're glassing down on this hillside, and I spot a dead bull. I'm like, oh no, or a dead elk. I see a dead elk, and I don't know it's a bull, obviously. I said, Rob, let's go meet at that dead elk and check it out. So we walk down there, and we get to it, and it's a bull, and it was like only dead like a couple days.
Oh,
And its antlers, you could tell he had just dropped them.
no kidding.
Yeah, so
He's
I
like
was
looking around.
I was like, those antlers are right here somewhere, guaranteed, Rob. And so I'm like, you go right, I'll go left. Rob went right, walked like 15 feet and found one of them. I'm like, that's just
Well, that's
my
cool,
luck.
but how'd the bull die? Just
He looked perfectly healthy, no hoof rot, no nothing. I don't know why he died. Malnutrition, I have no idea. He looked perfectly healthy.
did he look skinny at all?
No, it's hard to tell. He's all bloated.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
That sucks.
the sheds don't.
How do they taste, TJ?
Jason says, hooked a few, lost a few.
Yeah.
That'd be a good shirt.
That's a solid shirt.
Hooked a few, lost a few.
Oh, man.
All right, guys, how many people we got watching, Clint? 150? That's horrible.
You did 200.
We got 200. Guys, we got to get more people in here.
Yeah,
Everyone
before
watching
we
right
get
now.
started.
184 people watching. You know what? I'm going to sweeten the pot.
Oh.
We're going to grab something big for tonight for all you Kokanee people, but I'm going to make you get to a certain amount of people.
We're going to give away one of Cam's rods.
We're going to give away Cam.
I mean, yeah, that'll...
Ooh.
No. I'm glad no one can hear you.
Looks like someone freaking stole a reel from me.
Was it an ITX?
Yes.
Oh, you stole my reels. I was just hoping you'd forget about them underneath there. Oh.
Yeah, I have no... I thought I had a lot more reels down here than what I do, boys and girls.
Come on, better odds for the ones who showed up. Dude, you know what?
He's right.
He's right.
But we're going to ask you guys to help us get more. I don't know, guys.
There we go. Oh, I got new comments now. Yeah, there it is. Cameron, have you heard about the Oregon salmon season? They shut it down to commercial fishermen and the sports fishermen for Chinook salmon. Yeah, Corey, I've heard. I mean, to be honest with you, I've heard a bit about it. I'm not really like, it's kind of, I should not be the guy that, oh, it doesn't affect me, so I don't pay attention to it, so I don't care. I do care about it because a lot of those salmon guys are going to come up north. But yeah, it sounds pretty drastic. A lot of that Oregon coastal Chinooks getting shut down. They've got some
Something good to
stocks
give
down
away.
in Northern California that are not that are not forecasted to be good, and there is a lot of restrictions. And it's funny, I'm actually getting people that are like messaging me, and they're like, "Oh, they're like, oh, I heard Chinook season shut down like for our trip in August," and it's like, we're not anywhere near that. And I'm not going to say it doesn't affect us, because I know we're going to see
Maybe.
more anglers and more
Yeah.
people coming to this area, and I don't blame them in the slightest.
No.
But right now,
Yeah,
our
I'm
seasons
I'll go to the shop.
look pretty liberal, look pretty open, look pretty good. I'm very excited the way they forecasted the Columbia River
For now.
and kind of what they've done. And so I think we should be pretty safe this year. In fact, so safe that we've got some other huge things in the works for the fall season, but we will not get into that tonight. But yeah, it's a shame. It's a bummer. The only good thing, silver lining kind of guy as always, there maybe more fish will make it, to the tribs. Maybe there'll be some more opportunity there. I know they've restricted some of the wild catch in some of those rivers, or they've limited it to just a few rivers. So, again, less soccer fields, people are going to play soccer. They're going to go. But I don't know.
Crowd.
We'll see. I mean, there's also like some fisheries now these aren't the same fish, but there's some fisheries in Southeast Alaska that I heard are getting like shut down due to some lawsuits. And
I heard something about. I didn't dive into anything that I saw, but I did hear something about that. I was kind of hoping that.
It's weird because it's from the Wild Fish Society. Like they do, but they took away the hatchery fish that then starved the orcas. So now they're like, oh, well, we better somehow feed the orcas. We better shut down this fishery to get more fish back. It's kind of a weird,
Dude, we got sea lions
entangled circle that it's like, well, if you didn't starve them to begin with, wild fish guys, then you probably would be in this position to where we'd have to do that. But
no,
here we are. So anyways, it's all that. Yeah. Anyways.
Somebody was saying like some of their lakes they still got ice. They just iced
Still
out.
got ice?
Yeah.
Where's Alex? He's over from the east side, but yeah. Steelhead have been pretty tough to catch in northern Minnesota. Any recommendation or quick pointers? Man, Kevin, I don't know your conditions and know what's going on. Our steelhead season for the, it's kind of not, I wouldn't say wrapped up because we're already seeing lots of early summers around. Not lots, but guys are catching them. So it kind of really depends on your conditions. Maybe a little more insight on that, and maybe we can talk about it. Kokanee fishing in my area has been fire. Yes, that's why tonight we brought Cliff in. We're gonna talk a little kokanee fishing, some setups, basic stuff. I know a few weeks ago we had Mr. Sam Baird in and chatted it up and ended up just talking about like kind of what kokanee do and how different it is on the east side. And so some of the stuff we'll talk about tonight may or may not work for you. Kokanee are really, they act different in a lot of the lakes depending on if they have predators. If they ball them up in some of the lakes down in like Central Oregon, where the kokanee are real dense. Some of the kokanee fishing that Cliff and I do, they don't have a lot of predators, or any really at all. So they kind of spread out. They just kind of hang out. And so a lot of times the types of trolling, we're always kind of looking for them. We don't generally concentrate them with jigs. I don't know. Have you done any jig fishing up there?
I haven't, but they were balled up pretty good in, was it March, end of February, March. Like a buddy of mine, he got on them, and they were actually jig fishing. Like he would just go out and he would search with his kicker, and then they would land on a ball. They were using ice fishing rods.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, dude, and they would lower down. Yeah, they would lower down and they were whacking them. He like FaceTimed me when they were doing it. Oh yeah, it was insane. I was like, no freaking way. Yeah, using like these little guys right here.
No kidding.
Yeah,
that's great.
That's what they were using. Those little guys. They just drop them down.
All the years I've tried jigging them, I mean, you get a few, but I've never like done where it's like just numbers. But
yeah,
no,
well, it was insane.
I've heard in the fall though, like when they concentrate towards spawning, like you can jig the living snot out of them.
Get them when they're like,
get them when they're all sitting in one spot, ready to go up the creek to spawn into the hatchery.
Yeah. No, honestly, like if fish weren't going over the dam, I was getting ready to go back to it. I'm like, yeah, I'm done running upriver. I want to go catch fish. I mean, go out and you grind all day. I mean, you know how it is.
There's times of years where if you decide to go like spring shaddock fishing versus kokanee fishing, if you go kokanee fishing, you're going to get a bigger bag, more meat, more action. Yeah. Absolutely. It seems like this year, at least in our two lakes, Southwest Washington, we'll just say it, Maroon and Yale, but it seems like we're having a quantity year.
Yeah.
Because the fish aren't necessarily huge. They're not dinky. But they are definitely, they've been bigger in the past, but generally you get either kind of like the quality situation where there's less of them, but they're just all monsters, or the quantity. And I think this year's quantity, because when you go up and they're biting, it is fantastic.
Yeah.
So Kokanee Rodeo, La Pine, Oregon. Jigs are a favorite. Yeah, Tia, a lot of those central guys, when the predators got those fish balled up, they can get over the top of them and work them with jigs. We're going to talk a little more trolling centric stuff tonight.
Did you pick a winner yet?
We've not picked a winner. We're waiting for you.
Yeah.
Well, they're not going to get this, but we're going to give away some good stuff.
Oh,
No.
man.
We brought an addicted backpack we're going to give away tonight, folks.
Oh my goodness.
Addicted backpack.
Totally jigging with gulps was awesome in the high lakes this year.
Green
Heck
fillet
yeah.
away mat I added. Going to give that away to someone. And a couple of our panfish floats, just because I wanted to show them, just in case you guys haven't seen them. These work really, really well for a lot of different applications, not just panfish. So if you guys are doing any small species fishing, or if you have a creative mind like Cam, these actually work really well for some different salmon applications. So
Absolutely.
it's interesting, some of the things you can use.
I cannot wait for summer Chinook.
Yeah. Anyway, panfish floats. We're going to add them to both these packs. So,
Oh, there you go.
Clint, pick a winner. For the Chartreuse Hunter, the Short Bus Hoochie Spinner. And there we go. Brian Hoke? Hoke? I don't know.
From Damascus.
But either way, Brian from Damascus, you want a Chartreuse Hunter, a Hoochie Spinner, and an Addicted Panfish Float. Shoot us an email to orders@addicted.fishing. Include your name, your address, and let us know exactly what you want. We'll get it shipped out to you.
Heck yeah.
We appreciate you guys.
Brian.
Now, everyone, go share, go comment, go like the feed.
We got to figure out the number. Go show. Thank you.
There's 200. I feel like 400 is doable.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If we can get it to 400 people, guys, we're giving away that backpack and fillet away mat to two people.
Dude, hold on. I'm going to like and share
score,
this.
yeah,
real
you might
quick.
wanna
You said like and share, right?
help
That's
everybody
what I
out.
need to do? Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. I'll get them.
Backpacks are nice. I was actually using my backpack as my
see this.
overnight bag. It's freaking awesome
Yeah.
because it's got all the room, got all the pockets. Yeah.
You should have seen Rob. Rob used it to shed hunt. It was pretty
Yeah.
funny to watch.
Well, if you think about it, the net holder, could be a shed holder for all your sheds.
Yeah.
We're smashing sheds.
Yeah, smashing.
Smashing.
Dude, we wrecked him a couple
We
weekends
wrecked
in a
them.
row.
Yeah.
Don't be jealous, dude.
It's like catching deer. Did you catch any? Wife comes
Catching
home after deer
deers.
hunting. Did you catch any deer? What just fell? Oh,
Oh, fillet away mat. I
That's
probably
okay.
shouldn't put him there.
yeah, that could be,
knock those
that could
lights
be
off.
hazardous. That's awesome. Going Chinook fishing at CDA tomorrow. We Kokanee fishing next week. Yes. Yes, sir. We good there?
Dude, I want in on
I'm
this.
not going to say anything. I'm just going to wait.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just kind of.
Yeah, we're going wing cod and halibut fishing this weekend. Not you, but I am.
Lucky you.
I'm excited.
I want to go. Looks like it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, he messaged me. That's what's weird is he messaged me and he said something about it's not going to be, I don't remember what he said. Let me read it.
Nice. Oh, there we go. Hey, good job, Clint. Good job.
Ocean is looking okay, not flat, but pretty fishable. Whenever you hear a captain say that, that's
Pretty
never,
fishable.
that's never a good sign.
Well, that means Marlon and Sean are getting both.
But then, of course, look how it was out there today.
Like glass.
Just-
oh my gosh,
Freaking
donkeys! Oh, I can't wait to go. Austin
When are you guys going
Wendy,
this weekend.
$1.99 super chat. Thank you very much. Looks good, babe. Apparently more room. Yes, very roomy in here. Bellingham. Love this channel. Thank you, Dab. Have you guys and gals been liking the weather? Yes, I've been definitely soaking it in. Springer season, hook them books, boys. Okay, on it. Yep.
I think it's
Kokanee
supposed to
Derby.
be.
Oh yeah, that's Kokanee Derby. Are you going to the Kokanee Derby this weekend at Merwin? They have I think it's the Firefighters Derby.
No, I'm not. I'll
You doing
be.
the salmon thing?
Yeah, I'm
Salmon
gonna go
thing?
fight the crowd. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, I'm gonna probably launch my boat super early in the morning. I'm gonna sleep on it. I'm not kidding. Like, yeah, after like last weekend, 3:45 is when I was there on Friday, and we still had an hour before we launched. And then my buddy, he fished Saturday, and they were there at like 2:30, and they were backed up on 14. Like, it's just.
It's.
But when the wind is up, like you can't fish other spots, so it makes it.
Yeah.
You know, everybody congregates to one area, and then just makes it a nightmare. But it is what it is. Like, I will say, like, there's some people that boat control is a big thing there.
Lacking.
Yeah.
But I mean, the reality is wherever it's fishable,
Yeah.
like, there's definitely some springers to be had. I heard that like some of the Willamette stuff was getting pretty grassy, pretty high, but things probably stabled out pretty good. I know as we get into the weekend, we're looking at some higher waters coming with more snow melt, and so it'll be interesting to see how it happens, see what happens. But dam counts.
They no matter what, like Steelhead will open on the 16th, right? Like they won't like.
I don't know, man. It's pretty historic. I mean, bottom line is, if we're looking at the graph, like it is the latest, run we've
for the peak.
Yeah. So we don't know where the peak's at yet either.
I said we were gonna be 10 days late from like when we were gonna start really seeing fish.
Yeah.
That 3,000 day that we had like a week ago or whatever. I was like, oh, it's gonna start now. Maybe I was off, but me as well as probably every other fisherman that's out there. We know water temperature has been a huge thing. It's been super cold. And then now all of a sudden, especially like with this hot snap,
and they were pumping the dam, so that stops them.
The water shuts them off. They're in no hurry.
They have nowhere to be.
And they're gonna have decreasing water flows, I think, through like tomorrow, and then at least the last forecast I looked at a couple days ago, unless it's changed, I can probably look at that right now. But it's it's interesting because it could go up and it could shut those dam counts. That's why I was really hoping to see a 10K day tomorrow. But one thing,
I'm calling for 8.5.
You're saying 8.5 tomorrow. I'm saying it's going to be up there too.
Yeah.
I was thinking 10K, but we'll see.
What were yesterday?
I'll be there tomorrow evening.
5,800.
Yeah,
5,800. And the thing is, the fishing today, I'm just going to be honest with you, it was good. I mean, it's been good all week.
Dude, what if
been
there's
good
just
for the
some
last
day
10
where
days.
like 30,000 go
We might.
over?
I think we could see. We have the setup that we could
imagine?
see that.
Yeah.
And honestly, since we saw 58 today, I kind of don't think it will happen because you got enough of them kind of going over that. If there was just a giant mega ball sitting there that got held off from the 3 days of hide water, they would all bombed it today. But maybe the water was still just a little too high for most of them to go.
Yeah.
So it's kind of I don't know, it's kind of interesting. Like I said, the fishing was good, and it's been good up there. It's been good all the way up the Columbia River, but just not, I don't think, as reflective of 5,800. Still good, but
Right.
not like 5,800 good. If that makes any sense? Like, still fish, but not just smash and grab fishing. That makes sense? Did that make any sense?
Sounds like it was pretty smash and grab for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean,
No, it wasn't. It's because I had a good crew today. So if the boys,
This guy texts me at like 5:50.
no,
I'm like,
no.
how in the hell do you already have that video at 5:50?
So, real fast, I'm just gonna say it. Like, Clint, show the picture of my crew today because I got to give a shout out. Hardcore Addicted fans. Pop brought them out and
killed it.
There it is. There's the picture of your crew. Clint's going at Cam today, folks. There's the crew.
there's the crew. So these kids absolutely whooped today. I got to give them a huge shout out. Big Addicted fans. I hope you guys are watching. Couldn't have had a more enjoyable time with them. Just wanted to share this with you guys because these kids, like I said, super fans, came out and showed everybody what's up. 8-year-olds. These guys were so dialed in that one time, best crew all week, sorry. And I can tell you what, best crew all week to the point where like one time I lifted the rods up as I was trolling around the circle and I didn't drop them back down. And the kid was like, literally, hey, Kate, you got to put these back down to the bottom where the fish are. I'm like, who says that? Who says that? So huge shout out to this crew today. They absolutely killed it.
Like I said, future deckhands in the making.
Yeah, no, very enjoyable. But there's good fishing to be had, not just there, but just kind of everywhere. So I wanted to throw that out there. Huge thank you, guys. It was a lot of fun. Looking forward to doing it again. Also, if you guys are looking to do any spring Chinook fishing, like through this weekend and early next week, I've got some boats available, like not just above the dam. I've got some boats available in the Willamette as well. Message me now. Take advantage of this good weather. Take mom out fishing. I might take mom out fishing on Sunday.
Yeah, I don't think the wife's gonna let me play on that day.
I don't know, like I asked my wife, like, what do you want to do? And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, do you want to go fishing? She's like, do you have to wake up early? I'm like, no, we don't.
Not necessarily, yeah, depending where you go, yeah.
Yeah, so if you guys are interested, message me. It won't be with me, but we got some guys that are out there just crushing right now, not just above Bonneville either. So we'll set you guys up. Yes, so Cam, do I need a step ladder to fish with you. No, you don't. I don't get it. Do you get it, Clint? I don't get it. No. Okay. Well, moving on. So
Maybe to load in and out of your boat.
I don't know. I don't know. Someone asked, "Do you need a stepladder?"
Oh.
Yeah. Do you come to Eugene, Willamette? No, I don't go that far south.
Are we talking about me? People were asking like how tall I was and shit.
Oh. Yeah. Hit the thumbs up and share, addicts. All right, guys. So we've got 300 in here. We're doing great. So I think we need to start talking some kokanee fishing.
Yes.
So right now, a lot of our stuff that we're talking about, guys, is going to be centric a little bit to Southwest Washington. It's what we know. It's not necessarily going to work necessarily for your lake, but the reality is a lot of the kokanee fishing, we always feel that if you have like the right ingredients, you have the right presentation, the right size, and you're able to control your gear enough to put it in front of them,
They're going to bite.
you're going to bite. So a couple things. We're going to talk about some key pointers as far as like rigging your gear tonight, and then also help you guys, I don't know, I guess get it in front of their face. Probably the most important thing.
Have you ever painted your flashers like different? I'm sorry, Dodgers. I
Dodgers,
don't want to offend anybody.
I don't have one on, but I do.
Yeah.
I do, and I actually have them. Like, yeah, we've got some different Dodgers and stuff we'll go through, and some different colored stuff. So, let's talk. I don't know. How do we want to start this off? You guys, if you guys have any questions too,
Yeah, throw
on the
them out.
kokanee feed, be sure to throw them out there, guys. This is an interactive time. There's 300 of you guys watching. We're all here to talk kokanee.
And remember, guys, keep sharing it out there. Keep sharing it. Keep liking it.
Yep.
Commenting. The more you guys engage and comment and stuff, the more people will jump in here. So we get that thing to 400. We're going to give away some good prizes.
I have no choice. I'll be kokanee fishing all weekend
I
with
already
my
noticed that
wife
one,
for
Clint.
Mother's Day. Yes, that is awesome. What was working at Drano today? Nothing. It was closed.
Yeah. I was like, is that a trick question?
Yeah, nothing. Actually, nothing. Tribal
tribal
hoop net.
nets.
Tribal hoop net was working great. If you, I'm sure. I don't know if they netted it or not today, but
Yeah.
what do you guys think of the new edge rod? It's supposed to be to coconut. What?
Probably Coke.
To kokanee rods.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he posted something on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. Looks cool. Haven't felt it. Haven't tried it. Let's get right into it, because I'm one of those guys that with the type of gear, when it comes to kokanee rods, I would rather fish something along the lines of more of a light steelhead rod than something that like bends all that. I'm not saying that that Sam's new rod does this. Like I said, felt it. But there's one thing in salmon fishing and in any fishing that you need more than anything else, and it's tension on the fish. And rods that bend all the way to the handle like a whip,
I have one. It's terrible, dude. I lose so many fish on
they
it.
don't supply
I
the
lose so many
tension.
fish on it.
Especially when the fish is going shaking those hooks out.
Yeah. They hit it hard, and it's exciting. You're like, grab that rod, and they grab it, and it's
9-foot bendo right to the
there's
reel.
just nothing there. And
So hand me that rod. So hand me that rod right there, because you do not need this exact rod to go kokanee fishing. A light steelhead rod, a heavier trout rod would work good. But a lot of our techniques have really changed to where we're using a lot of these like heavier dodgers. We're using lead, and you don't need to necessarily have downriggers to go kokanee fishing. So when you add lead to those really, really light, flimsy rods, I'll just say flimsy, not in a bad way, but noodle rods.
I say anything over like 2 ounces. Anything over 2
Right,
ounces.
just maxes the rod out.
Yeah.
And then that's it for
That's what I've noticed is like 2 ounces is
max.
Yeah, like for the rods I'm running, I run cheap rods, man. Like I got, my favorite part of it is like kids, like getting kids out there. It's like you get 6 to 8 rods out there, and they're just all over. And it doesn't matter.
The kokanee don't care. First off, and they're probably very enjoyable to fish too. I mean, it's like I said, you don't need. If you're looking at maybe trying to go kokanee fishing, and maybe you have light steelhead rods, maybe you have some heavier trout rods. Spinning, I used to troll spinning rods back in the day.
Yeah.
Just spinning rods, cowbells, like before, the whole like, oh my gosh, what was the old?
Why is it called cowbells?
No, before like the sling blades came out,
yeah.
and the Dodgers kind of really took hold in the fisheries. Spinning rod would work, guys. So
anything will work.
Don't be intimidated that you have to have like the most craziest design rod. Will it probably help you land a few more fish? Yeah, I'm gonna say it will. But the reality is a lot of people get it done with a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But these are just going to be some pointers.
I mean, even like the line counter reels, like the importance of it. Obviously for us, you know, when you're running that many rods, but like if you're just going, like did I have one reel? I don't have. It's a Corrado that I run. It's my back rod. I run all the time. It's on that light one I lose fish on, but that doesn't matter. But what I've done, I literally just take my line out. I just 10 feet at a time, and then just take a bobber stop, just tie it on, just to give you an idea. If that, like, so don't let like I have to have a line counter. You know what? Yeah, they're nice, but at the end of the day, if you already have a reel, just go.
Yeah, we're talking. Since you're talking about that, even these reels, I have our line counters, and I still have bobber stops in
do you really?
At 150 feet because even line count. So let's back it up. Let's back it up just a second.
There's some new ones of those coming. They redesigned them.
Yeah. Josh was supposed to get them to me before I took Buzz fishing.
I'm picking them up Monday, so you can use them.
The okay, we squirreled.
Yeah,
Sorry, my
Let's
fault.
go back. So let's go back to just rods, and then we'll talk the reels and the bobber. Because people are like, oh, bobber stops? What? Why would you put a bobber stop? What's going on? So I see that. But rods. So flimsy, 7 foot, 6 foot, 10 foot, whatever. Stuff that has obviously some pretty pretty soft tip, but a lot of but have some backbone because a lot of times we're trolling these big Dodgers, but something in the 7 foot range to 9 foot range will get you done. 6 to 10s will get you done. 4 to 8s, 2 to 6s, get a little light. But something you want to do. We use a lot of casting stuff for trolling, but like I said, you could even use the spinning rods, believe it or not.
Yeah, don't let it be a limiting factor. I mean, that's the thing is, I've been in that boat before.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you're like, oh, well, I can't do it because I don't have this.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about this setup in a second, but
it's hard to catch them from the couch.
Yeah, so like this rod, 4 to 10, 1/4 ounce to 1 ounce. Even though it says 1 ounce, like Cliff was saying, we could load these rods up with 2 ounce.
Mm-hmm.
No big deal. But once you start getting over that, it gets a little heavy. Can it be done? Sure. A lot of times we don't necessarily have to really do that though.
Not in our waters, fortunately.
Yeah, we're not fishing a lot of water deeper than 50, 60 feet at max, and that's even at max.
What was Sam saying? 150?
Yeah, but their lake is so different. Like they start deep and then like move shallow, and ours start on the surface and move
drop.
deep. It's so, the pointers that we'll give today with the equipment and then the trolling setup, like you still have to go put it in front of the fish with whatever they're doing at your lake. So either way, going to the reels, like Cliff was saying, line counter reels work fantastic, but any old little bait caster will work. What do you spool your rods up with?
I use 50-pound braid.
50-pound braid.
Yeah. I don't have a problem. I mean,
are they that big?
Dude, they're massive.
They're massive, Cody.
My bumpers are 25-pound mono, and then my leaders are 20 pound.
20 pound.
No, I'm kidding. I don't use 20 pound.
Well, I was gonna say the only reason why I don't use 20 pound is because I can't get the line through the hook.
Right. The little tiny hooks.
That's right.
No, I just use. But no, because I'll swap my rods over to my reels over to my hover rods. But what I run on mine, I'll run. I think they're 20-pound bumper that I run, and then I just run like 8-pound test down to my whatever I decide I'm going to throw together, like my arts and crafts, Martha Stewart style lures that I build.
They all work.
I think that's part of the fun of it too. Like for me anyway, is building your own stuff.
It's amazing what a kokanee won't bite, but we'll talk about lures here in just a moment. Mm-hmm. But one type of technique that we have to utilize when the fish are on the surface is we have to put our gear back really far behind the boat with no lead on it. And I don't know if that's still happening now up there. When was the last time you've been up?
I haven't been up there since April.
Yeah.
And it started to slow down, like right till we got to that point where it was getting ready to flip.
So I will say, I'll jump in really quick because one of my buddies came to my house and he was like, dude, I need some kokanee stuff. And I'm like, look, man, I'm not a very good kokanee fisherman, but I'll tell you what I've learned from Cam, because he said he's been up there and he's seen a lot of guys catching them and he's not getting them. And I said, have you ever tried just putting your gear out a lot farther? And he's like, well, what do you mean farther? I'm like 200 feet sometimes if you have to.
Yeah.
And he's like, really? And it like blew his mind. He texted me that Saturday.
Right.
Just got done. I got 51.
So
So he wrecked him.
So in other words, when the fish are on the surface, guys, like the technique that we have to utilize for a lot, like 7-8 months out of the year almost, is the fish are in the top 5 feet. Well, the problem is when you're trolling and you drive your boat over the top of them, they flare, and they they're not wanting to necessarily see shadows and stuff above them, so they will shift out. And when they shift out, they
split the herd.
They split the herd. You got to give them time to come back in or to mill around behind the boat. They think that the boat's the harbor of death, so they're out of there. And in clear, really crystal clear water, which most of the good kokanee fishing generally seems to occur in, you've got to have some way to combat that. So we put our lines really far out. The line counter helps with that, but putting a little bobber stop or something, I have mine all at 150 feet, and it's great because when you're letting lines out and things are busy, people used to do poles,
Yeah.
And,
dude, I'd forget. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
guys letting a line out, it's like 18, 19, fish on, squirrel, whatever. And then they go back to letting their lines out. They're like, 41, 42. They have no idea where the heck their gear's at. But that little bobber stop, just bright yellow on the line, we can dump line out, and that little bobber stop shows, and I can look at all the rods, and I don't even have to look at the counters. I can just glance at all the rods and know that everything's out correctly.
Do you run all yours at 150?
I run the bobber stops all at 150.
Okay.
Like if the bite's on and the fish are being real aggressive, they're moving around a lot, flatlining at 5 feet deep, yes, well, enough to where like you can fly a drone over your gear and you can see the dodgers working and you can be catching them like crazy. It's just what our fish do for whatever reason. And like I said, they may not work in your locations, but for the guys that are going to be surface trolling, or I'd say trolling anything less than 20 feet for us, I feel like the boat has an effect on the fish that you have to combat with. I saw another good question. Side planers. Side planers. You use a side planer guy?
No. If we use those, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Somebody's going to get shot.
Yeah, there's some guys using them up there now, but like side planers, honestly, it's
an east side thing.
When you're kind of like on the bite and things are happening, they're almost too cumbersome to use. But truth be told, I've only dabbled with a couple of like line clip-in rod holders or side planers. Excuse me.
I don't know where I don't know where I got 50, but 40. And that was like literally, I just told him that one tip, and then it like changed.
Well, his boat was spooking all the fish away.
Yeah.
And even when the fish are down like 10 feet, you still have issues. So we don't utilize a lot of side planers. There's a lot of crowds, a lot of spring, summer crowds. It'd be really tough to use. And a lot of times, if you're kind of on them, you're running 6-8 rods. It's just quicker.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a
there's a lot going on.
I don't have a lot of familiarity with it. Just first to admit.
Yeah. No, I don't have any. I just think that, I mean, I've talked to some people up there about them, like, and I've asked them, hey, have you guys ever ran them? Like, there's no way. Yeah. Because I mean, there's times like you wouldn't think, and I mean, I know you've been up there, you've seen it, where it's like the crowds. Like you can get on a hot bite, somebody sees it, next thing you know, like you're doing circles, next thing you know, 15, 30 other people right there on top of you.
Yeah. And I know like some of the other places that, where they do a lot of that big side planning stuff, the limits are like 2 fish.
Right.
Or 3 fish. So they're picking on a different class of kokanee, if that makes any sense. Like they're bigger kokanee, but we're more of like a quantity fishery, so we're just trying to get
makes it more fun.
The numbers, and I wouldn't mind doing that. Nothing against that. Some of those freaking sockeye, they are bigger than the ones that come up the damn Columbia River.
Yeah,
they're insane.
Yeah,
and I like eating sockeye.
I watched it. I don't even want to say the name, but God, dude, I watched this one video the other day. It's in Idaho. That's all I'm gonna say. I gotta go there. It's
some pretty good looking stuff,
dude. Yeah. Like I know, like we'll get sockeye, like when we can fish for them in the lower river. But dude, it's just insane the size of some of these kokanee. I mean, they're just
and decreasing salmon runs and decreasing this, and there's been a lot of pressure on them. And I mean, those fisheries are. I think that's where they're world class.
Yeah, I think that's where it's really gained the popularity is because of that. And then fortunately, well, hopefully this year is kind of a repeat, if not better than last year. For our salmon fish, spring, summer, I mean, all the way through. Hopefully it's just as good, if not better than it was last year. But I think that's why it's gotten so popular, because people are looking like, well, what am I going to do? I don't know, So trying to like
limited options for sure.
So I think that's a big thing.
So since we're talking about flaring, Tony's got a really good question here. He says, is it better to troll with an electric motor to avoid flaring?
Yes, I do. That's, yeah. I have an @𝗛𝗟𝗣 on mine. I think that's what you have on yours.
Yep.
Yeah, those are, and one thing, like, as far as trolling's concerned, are you a straight line guy?
Yes.
Like, you're just gonna go straight. You're like,
Yep. Don't care.
oh man. Okay, so if it's not working, which I've seen you up there. I know it works. I'm a zigzagger. I love
But
zigzagging.
I'll speed up and slow down. So like we're talking about like having the bow mounts, guys. And if it's like, I think you still see flare from the boat because you're just a boat. You're just a shadow. You're
25 feet of something floating over.
Right.
the
Yeah.
So
Exactly. And
Yeah.
the lakes are super clear.
Yeah.
But where you gain what you gain in that Minn Kota, you still have the boat.
Yep.
But you have, real easy directional trolling. You have an autopilot that keeps you going.
Yeah.
And then what you're talking about is when you pass the fish and you flare them a little bit, you can kind of turn,
Try to pull it
sweep your
across
gear,
them. Yeah.
right? Sweep your gear to them. Do you use your side imaging when you see them on your right and then swing into the right on them?
You know, I basically just kind of look for schools for the most part. I run live scope for the most part, and it's like if I find them, then I'm just going to kind of stay in that area. And that's
Keep circling.
yeah,
through.
yeah. Like whether it's a figure 8 or whether it's just a big circle, kind of depends on like boat traffic. But it's.
You should use your side imaging too.
I've actually heard somebody mention this recently, so yeah.
I like that side.
Game changer.
So that side imaging, so that side imaging when we're trying to find surface fish, right? So fish are on top, they're not gonna. Sometimes the school will dive under the boat and then it will register at like 25 feet. But if you put your gear down there, they don't touch it. But side imaging, looking out 100 feet each side, if I start seeing schools on my right side, I'll bank in. And so I will do. I don't just troll in a straight line.
Right.
You gotta, again, putting our gear where the fish are is the most important thing that you could do. That you can do S-curve. And a lot of times when I see the S-curve, guys, like if you see, if you're turning left, you're turning right, and you're speeding some rods up and you're slowing some down, and every time you slow it down, they bite it, or speed it up, they bite it. Like I'll just do that with all my rods with the motor. I'll just speed up or I'll slow down and just, instead of one rod dipping down and triggering a bite, use all the rods. So, but it does, I mean, like I said, just making sure more that if you are swinging and turning, that you're turning into fish and drawing your gear through them, I guess. But the Minn Kota's, back to the original question, the Minn Kota, is awesome for that.
Yeah. Plus, they're so quiet. I mean, the thing, like people, I know guys that are still running their kickers up there, and I mean, they've been doing it for decades.
Yeah,
so
millions of fish have died, guys running kickers.
So don't let that be a limiting factor. Well, I don't have a quiet trolling motor. Does it? Again, 150 feet back or 200.
Yeah.
Dude, you've already gone. Those fish don't even know you exist anymore.
Yeah, they already forgot about you.
Yeah.
They only got 30-second memory, I think.
Do you cure your corn bait?
We'll talk about corn in just a little bit, guys.
Yeah.
No,
Marlon doesn't bring us snacks.
I know.
He did offer dinner. I'll throw that out there. He did.
Dinner in here for you.
Yeah.
Kim, do you ever use your Minn Kota and gas kicker salmon fishing? And the answer is yes. Yes, we do a lot. Certain situations, not all the time, but it can be done, and that's another advantage when you're steering the boat from the point of the boat. There's a reason why those trolling motors are in the front of all those bass boats.
Yep.
Directional. You have so much control. So it is very helpful kokanee fishing. For me, I just point it down the lake, hit the autopilot, and
dude, it's the easiest fishing I do. Like I absolutely like it. It's so relaxing, and then it's like, I go and fish Drano, and I'm like, oh my god, just everything's going on. It's chaotic, but I'd rather have the chaos of like 4 or 5 rods going off and getting tangled up. Like,
yep.
But
is trolling the only way to catch them, or is it the most effective? Well, for us, like we kind of talked a little bit about at the start, the trolling for us seems to be the most effective.
Yep.
It just the way our fish are broadcasted and spread out, they will dense up into schools, but generally I'm looking for like a bay or a 300-yard section that has a lot of fish. Like even when I see a school, like I don't try to go chase that like one school, and the schools are pretty small, so it's really hard to get on top of them and jig them when they're in 5 feet of water.
Yeah.
You
can't jig successfully 5 feet.
You can't really do that. So we troll, and generally we look for like big areas, like a couple 100-yard sections that have a lot of schools that we can just kind of keep going back and through.
Yeah.
Which is why we're talking about troll.
Yeah.
My main line is you said you were a 50-pound braid. I run a 30-pound braid, but yeah, I'm definitely a fan of running the braid, and definitely not a fan of running the lightest braid that you can possibly buy. You guys can see here, I've got some 30-pound on there, but actually you guys can't see that. But we got some 30-pound on there, but one thing we want to avoid is running like that 10-pound braid and like 12-pound braid. It just doesn't respond real well in like the downrigger clips, and it's a pain in the rear to tie, and you don't need it. Like having that braid, it's durable. You don't have like weird line breaks. It doesn't wear out. You can deploy it about 1 million freaking times, and it's gonna still just be braid.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, like, you know, there's a lot of guys that'll argue the point, like, oh no, you got to run monofilament because it has a little bit of stretch to it. Well, for me, obviously for you, the rods that we use anymore, it's the same reason why you're not using snubbers anymore.
Yep.
Like, again, not saying that you can't. It's just what we do is, you know, you have such a supple rod, especially with your tip, that you don't. It holds your fish for you.
Yes. Yeah, I did. So just talking about snubbers, since we brought it up, I saw somebody else ask this question too. Like, you know, back, I don't even have them in my box anymore, but like back in the day, you know, the rods have advanced so far, even in like the light steelhead stuff, to where like it was kind of common that everybody ran snubbers on their lines, which is just a rubber band that basically adds like a little more shock absorption.
Yeah.
And I remember, 10, 12 years, I remember I was in my Koffler, which was like a long time ago. And I had this cooler and I had a pencil and I was writing on top of the cooler, like every time I hooked a fish and landed it on a rod with a snubber and a rod without. Same rods. And like at the end of like, I'm talking weeks of fishing, I had all these things, I counted them all up, and it was like I actually did slightly better, like just marginally better without the snubber. So it was almost 50-50, but the bottom line is like I wasn't gaining anything.
Right,
so
by using them. Yeah.
Snubbers were gone from that point forward. I've never used them since.
Yeah, I've never used them.
Yeah, I still see guys using them, to each their own.
Yeah.
But
10-foot bendy rod with a snubber. Yeah.
I'm a sucker for a subtle tip.
Yeah.
I bet you are.
Yeah.
What surface does it need to be for flatlining? For us, everything from like 40 to about 52 to 54 degrees would be surface trolling. At that point in time, once that surface temp starts to come up for us, the lake will flip and it will push kind of the colder optimal like zooplankton growth down, and the kokanee will follow. But we get this weird kind of time probably coming up real soon where when the lake's turning over, we'll catch fish on the surface and at 40 feet at the same time, but then eventually the lake will correct and all those fish will be down feeding into that 30, 40, 50 foot deep, depending on how late in the season you go. But for us, the surface trolling generally is 40 to about 50 degrees, 40 to 52 degrees.
Do they ever go real deep in our lakes?
Well, they do. I mean, you can catch them at 80 and 90 feet on the downriggers, but you better know where the trees are at.
Yeah.
They're down there. I mean, but generally when they're that deep, 60 feet, 50 feet, we'll get anything below 50 feet, at least I'm just going to say it, since Marlon asked, do we catch them really deep in our lakes? If you guys are trolling Merwin or Yale, just going to say it, there's trees, and they will get you.
Yeah,
120 feet of water, those trees are coming up sometimes to 50 feet under the surface.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar with those lakes, I would do a little quick run over it. Because it is true, like you're just cruising along and then all of a sudden when it comes up, you come up on one of those flats where the trees are.
Yeah, downrigger, bing,
oh yeah.
Gone. Yeah, we've all donated a few. But yeah, so we do catch them. We do catch them really deep, but just be cautious if you're going to Southwest Washington. But maybe your other lakes, you are going to downrigger about 100 feet. Cool.
Yeah.
What did I saw? I saw another. Can you go back just a little bit? Keep going. I thought I saw the other one I wanted to tackle and I forgot.
Can't decide on a good fish finder.
No, I think we're good there. Sorry. Okay. So let's talk about the setup because now it's all about the Dodger.
It's the Dodger.
So real fast, just because like, even though we run the braid, and I used to just run my braid all the way to my Dodger. Do you run braid to your Dodger or do you tie a bumper in?
Nope, I tie my bumper in.
How long of a bumper do you tie?
Probably about, I bet it's probably about 3 feet. Yeah, just to kind of give it, just to give it a little bit of room. And I mean,
what we're talking about, guys, is just instead of tying the braid directly right to the Dodger, having another piece of fluorocarbon or monofilament there, just to be a little stealthier. Again, one of those things. I used to tie my braid right to the Dodger, but man, that crystal clear water.
Yeah.
Having a little extra mono there, a little fluorocarbon doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt. So, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. So roughly about 3 feet. And then same thing. Yeah. So you got your little VIP line lock. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk Dodger. I'm going to talk about weights and adding lead, but for right now, let's go to side cam, Clint, and let's talk about the setups, like the real. Boom. I don't know what Dodger you use, but I'm a real big fan of the Brad's Kokanee Dodger. It's heavy, has a nice thump, that's right. And a lot of the kind of gone are the days of guys trolling the cowbells that have 4 or 5 little blades on it, or the big Ford fenders that would have like a couple blades or about this size that spun. These Brad's Kokanee Dodgers, they just whip side to side. They don't roll all the way around. If you roll all the way around, you're probably trolling a little too fast. So you got a little too much bend in your Dodger. But having Dodgers that are really wide like this and provide a lot of thump are a lot easier to use than like the thinner, skinnier ones. Those thinner, skinnier ones out there, you have to sometimes tune them to where they won't roll over, or to where you'll get the right amount of thump, and they're a little more sensitive to speed. Where a wider Dodger kind of works at a wider range of speeds. And one thing with trolling kokanee, speed is extremely important. So making sure, starting with the Brad's Kokanee Dodger is super easy. There's lots of other great Dodgers out there. Of course, as always, I'm going to throw some other Dodgers out here on the table.
Flash.
Yep, sling blades are good. Arrow flashes are crazy good. There's a lot of good ones. We talked about like custom painted ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a little half white.
Yeah.
Well, there's like the whole spattering right there, except for this one. This one I paint. Kokanee actually like a lot of white, and that one does some damage throughout the year. It gets a little white paint on it, but you guys get the idea. Golds. You a fan of the gold?
I was gonna ask you, like, cause I wasn't it Sam? He's not a fan of gold.
Yeah, he wasn't a fan. I was pretty surprised to hear that, because some days I feel like in the shallower waters that we're trolling, like I've done very well on some of the gold stuff, but I have a pretty good little collection in there. But yeah, you guys can see I think that's kind of like
Do you use any chartreuse?
No, I don't. Not on my Dodgers.
Dude, I had one that I painted, wrecked them.
Oh, so in other words, better be making. Well, we'll be painting some chartreuse here in a day.
Yeah, wrecked them. Yeah, I call it Seahawk.
Seahawk. Okay.
So
well,
it's just I'll give all my information. I don't really care, But I use Arrow Flash Dodgers, and what I did is I just taped off the center, and then I just painted the sides, and I went like that chartreuse down the sides, and then I went in with like a blue metallic tiger stripe down it. Towards probably the end of March through April, wrecked them. This is where I know, like, some people are like, I don't think it really matters. Well, I don't know. I can't. The fish will let you know.
Right.
And that one outfished every single one of my Dodgers. I don't know if chartreuse has anything to do with it, but I was fishing those at about 25 to 30 feet.
No kidding. Well, chartreuse is one color that just haven't played with a lot on the Dodgers, but there you go. I do honestly believe that it's not. I don't know. Maybe because it was so different. I don't know.
Well, and that was my biggest thing why I made it that way. I'm like, I want something that's obviously you don't just buy off the shelf. Right. And, your standard colors, orange, pink. Even Sam. I did have one that was purple. That wrecked him too. But
was your chartreuse paint UV?
Shut up.
It was, actually.
All right. Just wondering.
What else do you want to know, Clint? I'll
what else
share.
you wanna know, Clint?
You want me to
So
pick one up
was
for you?
It was UV?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Oh,
listen to that.
yeah, okay.
Gold, brass, or silver is all you need until you don't.
Yeah. But I mean, as far as the staple
Yeah.
goes, like gold and yeah, that silver, anything.
Moon
Jelly.
jellies.
Yeah.
A lot of Brad's utilizes a lot of the moon jelly stuff.
Because it works.
But yeah, you guys, a couple things with Dodgers. You want to make sure everything swings freely. So having a little bead chains on the back side and front side of those, obviously that one's missing. These aren't necessarily my lineups. These are the ones I've had sitting in my box for, I don't know, probably years. But making sure you have swivels that allow the Dodger to swing freely and swing the bait freely is really important. Also to the bend of the Dodger, if you guys can see here, there's a bend, and with the wider Dodgers, like I said, you get a wider range of effective speed. But the thinner Dodgers, if you bend them a little too much or a little too little, they'll go out of whack and they won't be as productive. So if you're new and you guys are looking for a Dodger, try to find some of these wider styles. I've noticed that over the years that the wider styles are very easy to use. And like I said, the Aero Flashes, the Brads, there's a few others out there that work real good. But like I said, wider Dodger, you don't have to do any of that bending and adjusting, which is where you'd want to do it right there at the crease where my thumb's at. Bend it a little more. It's going to work at a little lower range of speed. If you're trolling real fast, the wind's pushing you a lot. You can flatten them out, but honestly, you don't really have to do that with the Brads. Just let them ride. I've done very little adjusting since I've switched to these a few years ago. Now, let's talk a little bit about the business end. The business end. So, since this little setup here, I've got one of my favorite little lures on there. And we've got the Dodger up here. And the lure right here. Is that the right length? Did I do it right?
Yeah, roughly, yeah.
So one thing that Dodger does is when it's swinging side to side, guys, we can go, let's get off side cams for a minute. So what I think makes a good kokanee lure more than anything is that it's got some action, it's got some shake, it shakes the corn. However, we're gonna go through I got a bunch of little lures in here. But as long as it's shaking that corn and that corn's moving side to side, the kokanee will bite it. Kokanee don't naturally feed on corn last time I checked.
Yeah.
They don't naturally feed on anything. They're filter feeders where we're at. Sam was enlightening me too, and Chelan, mysis shrimp. Yeah. They're feeding on shrimp. Yeah. Like, we're not giving them anything that they've ever eaten before.
No. It's just pure reaction to,
I mean, we put hoochies on our line.
Yeah.
And last I checked, unless it's summertime, you don't see a lot of hoochies out in the lake. I say that in every seminar I do, and people love it, and you guys suck.
I thought it was funny. It like honestly went way over my head.
I know it went over there.
Came back for it.
Yeah, came back for it. Like watching the salmon on the live. Oh, he's coming back. Oh, gosh. Anyways, but we don't give them. We're not trying to mimic anything that they're eating, that they're preying on, or that they're like targeting. Like, they're not targeting little minnows. They're not targeting bugs. You catch a kokanee during the summertime and you catch a rainbow trout, you'll cut up with a rainbow trout and it'll have black gnat and daphne. It'll have all these bugs in it. The belly will just be full of bugs. The kokanee will just have the green slime.
Yeah,
they don't want them. They don't want nothing to do with them. So either way, a lot of kokanee lures work. But when you're using a Dodger, you want to make sure that you have a really short leader, because even though your lure might have a little bit of action, because it's got wings, because it's a Brad's kokanee cut plug and it's spinning around, it's got, whether it's having little blades on them, having little spoon spinners, whatever it is, you want to have a short leader, because this guy rotating back and forth is going to be pulsing and moving this to where a lot more than if you were to just troll this straight. And that's why the Dodgers are so effective.
Sam said 36 inches is what he was running on his. Is that what he said?
I don't remember that.
I thought he said 36 inches as he was running it off the back, because the water was so clear. Like, he's like, all he was getting was the flash. That's all that he needed.
Just the flash to ring the dinner bell to them.
Yeah.
Well, all I know is if we run longer leaders where we're at,
it won't happen.
It doesn't work
Mm-mm.
near as
Yeah.
well.
I just want to throw that one out there.
I have straight lined a lot of like KCPs on downriver clips before, and have done very, very well
Whacked 'em.
on. But they have a lot of action. They're whipping around, moving around. But having that dodger going side to side, if you've watched underwater kokanee video, if you've watched them, like dodger swimming, the kokanee will come up and check it out.
Yeah.
Think it's another kokanee. And then I swear, like, you get the jealous kokanee.
You get the wolf pack effect.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Oh, he's going to eat it. No, he's going to eat it. Wait, there's a kokanee there. And then just, boom, one comes out of left field and grabs the gear.
Yep.
So having that dodger there is ringing the dinner bell. It's putting a lot of sound. It's putting a lot of flash. Like, you definitely want to utilize dodgers when you're kokanee fishing, period. And honestly, with every, like, I mean, what the hell are we doing with 360 salmon fishing? Same exact thing.
Yeah, 36 inch. Yeah, no, yeah. That's what I thought when he said that. 36 inches.
No, Sam said he doubles the length of the dodger.
Oh, my bad.
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
But I mean,
He's gonna probably call me on that.
the reality is, it's like, could you still catch a kokanee on a 36-inch dodger or a 36-inch leader? Yes.
Sure.
But I do believe in our situation, in my experience, having that shorter, putting that action, because once you put a lot of line back behind the dodger, it's just, and this is the same thing that goes with 360s.
Yeah.
You don't see the lure. You've got a lot of slack in the line, and you're not getting
It's
the
not
action
moving.
that you need. And so I like to run about a 9 to 10-inch leader when I'm running a lot of these spinning glows. And for me, early season, it's really hard to beat a spinning glow. Early season. What do you run? Wedding rings, hoochies?
No, dude. I like I said, I get Martha Stewart with it. I run. It's like a little helicopter blade.
Oh, like a little smile blade?
It's similar, but I'm talking. No, smaller.
Smaller.
Oh, dude,
Well, that's as small as I got.
I am micro.
Micro.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any micros.
No, these are even smaller than these.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. The guys in the walleye world,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't think around here, but mostly over east. That's where I found them. Was on one of their sites, and but I just use that, and then basically you tie your egg loop, and then what I do is you either run yarn or like marabou or whatever, and I'm not a lot. But I mean, then I just run a single bead, and it's super small, and like those fish, they just rail it. I mean, I had one like it caught the majority of the fish early season. And when I'm saying early, I'm talking like January through about mid-February, and then they started changing. Is what I noticed is they would hit more of the really smaller hoochies than this. They would start hitting those. And then I started throwing in some really, really small spinners as well. But every single thing that's the fun of it. You get a bunch of beads. Yeah, exactly. And these little tiny spinner blades. But it's like I say, to me, like that is really the fun of it. Is I've taken it to where you're painting your dodgers, you're creating your own lures. And everything that I've ran though is relatively small.
Yeah, I've noticed that smaller presentations early season is not critical, but definitely more productive. Yeah. And I like your idea. I'm gonna try that. Like the marabou, like a little tied marabou on that.
Yeah. It's almost where it's like a fly.
Right. I was saying that's just gonna
Yeah.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah. You're welcome. So if you guys go
try to
fish
steal
with
that.
me,
But you're right. Like you can use a lot. So let's go to the side cam here, Clint, because as you guys can see real quick, we'll talk lures and we'll talk colors. But as you can see, like they got a million different freaking smile blades that you can put in front of little hoochies.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got a million different spinning glows. This is probably one of my true all-time favorites.
That's silver with the orange.
Oh geez, Clint, that was anyways. Silver with the orange, like just all-time favorite, but tiny.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said, do you have a coin? Someone's like, put a coin. I don't know what size these are, but someone asked if we could put a coin up against that spinning glow earlier. There we go. We'll use a quarter. I'm stealing your quarter.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kidding. There you go. Like, you're talking tiny. That's a quarter. That's a spinning glow. That's a spinner blade.
Yeah, here's it.
But you guys get the idea. I don't know if they're 12s or 14s or if they're anything. But again, we got a spattering of different kind of colors and sizes. And then, of course, as it warms up for us, the Brad's KCPs. Like, I think when temperatures are in that mid 50s and on, and you're fishing deep, you can see these things
Hard
are
to beat.
well used and well worn. Red and white, some of my favorites. But you can see like these guys have just been put through
That's like the old classic spoons.
Oh yeah. That's actually Brad Schoenborn of Brad's favorite kokanee.
Oh, no kidding.
Kokanee KCP. So that's why I was kind of like, oh, get some of those. And I started running it, and dude, it's a freaking smasher.
Whacking them with it.
But it's got an old school copper one that they tested. Like I use the snot out of these things. A little later on. That chrome one's been.
Yeah, it's been thrashed.
It's been put through the work. But I haven't bought KCPs in like years and years, and so it's kind of just a matter of, lots of different colors. They probably all do work. I need to shut that off. Oh, there's one. I don't think that was that made it. I don't think some of these have made it out. So
I was gonna say that one's kind of pretty.
Oh yeah, that was one of the before they came out. And yeah, salmon like that. Oh, there might have been an extra hole drilled in there. Look at that. Weird. Weird. What's that? Anyways, sorry, dropped you like a rock. You guys get the idea. We'll talk a little bit. Do we want to rig a KCP and maybe show some people what's going on?
Do you want me to come help and hold that side cam?
Yeah, anybody?
Have you ever
I'm just shutting this off.
Have you ever
Sorry,
ran
guys.
a bobber stop off here?
No, I haven't.
So with my stuff, like I'm talking about the little tiny blades that I use, I'll run a bobber stop, and then I'll have that bead sitting up here. That way, like, this is sitting here flashing around, and my corn is just sitting back there dancing.
So having a little space between, like,
Yeah.
So let's move this so where people can see what we're talking about, because we talked a little bit earlier about how we wanted to make sure that you had a lot of action on the corn.
Mm-hmm.
But you said by adding a little bobber stop and keeping that spinner up above.
Yeah.
What time of year does the corn spawn in the lakes?
June.
I'm just curious.
June. Yeah, about June.
What about the corn in
June
Tuna Oil?
15th.
Shoot pig.
White shoe pig corn. Yeah, it's fun.
Spawns in June.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So like when it pulls, like this is gonna pulse this way, right? So this will lag, and then when it comes back, let me get this off. Then when it comes back over here, and when it switches direction, this swings, and then it comes back over here, and then it swings. So it's allowing this to just kind of do that a little bit more behind.
I like that. I have not done that. Every time I've ran a lure, I always run it up against the top of that first hook. But that is pretty interesting. I like your idea on that.
What hooks are those?
Oh, we're going to talk about hook setups. So if you guys notice, I've got 2 hooks right there. Not 3, not 1, 2. Dose hooks. I wonder if you guys can really see that very well. Boom. And these, believe it or not, guys, happen to be, I think, some of the best small hooks known to man.
Flip this thing over, probably be able to see it better.
But these
that's good. Put it on
are, believe it or not, guys, are steelhead bead hooks. But like I said, I think they are fantastically sharp hooks. They, good points, the TX coating, the right shape, the right offset. And
Clint,
whenever we're putting,
please.
whenever we are using 2 hooks like this, it's 1 kernel per hook.
Mm-hmm.
Do not think that big baits catch big fish. You will kill your action. If you're dragging too much stuff behind that dodger, your corn will lose its shake and will lose its action, and it doesn't seem to work as well. So
Can
what we
you
want to
use
do,
yellow corn, or does it have to be white shoe
you can
pig?
use yellow corn. I did just a few weeks ago. You want to know why?
It's lies.
Because you were out of shoe peg corn.
No, because
Word,
because I had a whole shelf of shoe pig corn. But some client of mine brought me a bunch of like yellow corn. He's like, "Oh, we use this for coconut." I'm like, "Yeah, cool." I threw it on my shelf, and so in the morning I just grabbed a can and walked off with it and got to the lake, opened the can up, and I was like, "Oh, this is yellow corn." I go, "Well, we're gonna see if it works," and sure enough, it did. But this stuff
That's, yeah.
is always the jam.
So I know that was brought up. And I actually did some research about like shoe pig corn a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently it has some type of amino acid in it that is supposed to be like can be considered a bite stimulant for kokanee. So that's what they're claiming. Like, I don't know. Everybody on the internet, you know, they'll tell you whatever, right? But that's kind of what I'm going off of and what I've noticed. But it's, yeah, shoe pig corn is numero uno. Unless you're a maggot fan.
No, so shoe pig corn is absolutely the staple. The Berkeley gulp maggots, there's a lot of other baits. You can use plastic
Have you ran
salmon
those?
eggs. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They do work good on our lakes. But it's really hard to go away from the tried and true.
Yeah.
I also think it has the juice. Yes, it does. Corn.
Yeah. It's corn. Yeah, there it is.
But one thing that's real important to note is we've got a gap between that when we've tied these up. And one thing you are trying to do when it comes to kokanee fishing is you want those kokanee to take a shot at one of those kernels of corn, and you want them to get hooked in the mouth in one of them, and hopefully hooked in the top of the head of the other one.
Yeah, wrapped up.
Tangled up. Even a little more gap is not going to hurt you. You do not want to tie those hooks right on top of each other.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
Doesn't
Just
work.
So you know.
It's like you might as well just fish one hook.
Yeah.
Applications can be the same when it comes to salmon fishing there too, as well.
I actually moved mine just a little bit further back, towards the end of, well, the last trip that I did. I moved them a little bit further back because there was one trip I had, and dude, if we lost 40 fish, like, and it just didn't matter. I'm like, okay, reel slower. Like, okay, now you need to reel. Like, some people they just don't get it. But I always tell them, there's always, you're going to lose way more than we're going to catch. So I don't know if that's the same for you.
I've told every little kid that gets on my boat, I'm like, you catch 10 or I'll jump in the lake. There was one time I got close. He said he got like the little
Challenge
dude. He was
accepted.
like challenge accepted, and he was at like 7 or 8. And I was starting like, oh man, it was like March. It was really cold.
Yeah,
And
41
he went,
degrees or
and then
whatever.
he lost one, and he picked it up. He had it, and it popped off. I was like, whew.
Start swinging.
But he had like 7 or 8. I'm like, you catch your limit of kokanee without losing one, I'll jump in the lake. I've never had, in 15 years, I haven't jumped in the lake. So far, so good.
Paul Weeby, I remember that trip. Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, Paul Weeby, I remember that
yeah.
trip. Yeah.
But you notice like some days, you can go off side cam for a minute, but you notice like some days I've experienced like, it seems like the kokanee are just mad at the world. Like every bite, they grab,
Throttle it.
they're being aggressive,
Mhm.
and you land like 78% of them, which is great, fantastic.
Yeah.
If anybody says they go out there and land 100 of them, they're going to catch 40 of them, they are lying to you. Which is also why I think that no matter how hard we try, we can never kill all the kokanee. Like people always get worried, oh, I'm going to kill all the limits. I'm like, you aren't that good.
Yeah.
Nor am I. I don't think any kokanee anglers landed 100%. And I think they probably I was going to say, I think they probably wise up. And so we can't physically kill them all. But then some days, every bite's just dink, dink. Oh, I got him hooked, and he's gone. Like, they almost just want to nip.
Yep.
And then your ratio is 20 to 30%.
Yeah. Those are the days where you're kind of pulling your hair out too. Like it's when you're getting bit, but there's just something slightly off. I don't know if it's like, you know, I've noticed weather patterns. Like when it's really unstable, I feel like they won't commit. But I've had way more vicious bites on like high sunny days. I mean, just bluebird skies. And I mean, they've just absolutely throttled the rods, you know, and it's like, I got video of some of it and you're just watching, you know, yeah, they're kokanee. But for me, like, dude, I get excited. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Man. Like, watching that rod just bam.
We don't do much salmon fishing without a lot of bites. Or when you go kokanee fishing, you get a lot of bites.
Yeah, you get spoiled through the winter, at least.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I hate the first day. We'll talk about kokanee brine and stuff or corn in just a minute, as far as scent and brine. But when it comes to weather patterns, for me, I've noticed that if you have a stormy, low pressure, unstable, and that first bright, sunny, nice day that it gets like super nice, that the fishing is always terrible. like the first day.
Yeah.
The second day, game on.
Yeah.
Stable weather, but that day it goes, because it's always oh, it's cloudy, it's rainy, dreary, and then that first day everyone's like, oh, it's nice, let's go. And it's always like, man, that's always, I don't know, to me, that seems to be the toughest day. But that's me. But then, like you said, stable weather, like Bluebird, May Day, sunny sky, it's not a cloud, freaking, you can rip them at 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
They're weird. They're weird.
The other days are like the light sprinkle, you know, not like a downpour, but just that light.
Surface disturbance.
Yeah, man, it is. Yeah, it can be fire on those days for sure.
They are. They'll leave you wondering too, because you'll watch them on the finders and on the lives and just.
Oh, dude, that's the worst part.
Yeah.
Is when you're going through fish that aren't biting.
Right. One thing, guys, and I brought this rod specifically. We'll get to the brine and stuff. Oh, I should not have taken off my hat. Oh my.
That's solid, dude.
Dude, I am not wearing a hat tomorrow. Okay.
Oh, dude, it's solid.
Take it back off. Let's all get a good look.
There it is.
You can tell I've been doing way too much fishing the last few weeks. One thing I wanted to know.
At it again.
I'm glad Clint can produce something. It's not very good, but he can produce something. He just like put the cry cam on for some reason. I just, I don't know why. Real fast, I want to point out a very important aspect of going back to the trolling setup that I think a lot of people make a lot of mistakes on. And that is, if you don't have downriggers and you do need to add lead, where do you put the lead? You do not put the lead right here in front of the Dodger. You do not put the lead behind the Dodger. You put the lead many feet in front of the Dodger. Because when you have that lead there, it's going to restrict a lot of the movement from the Dodger, and you want to make sure that that Dodger is freely moving side to side. Also, if you're going to put a snubber on your rod and you decide that you want to still fish snubbers, just fine. Do not, for the same reason why we put the lead up there, do not put the snubbers around your Dodger either. Do not put your snubbers behind, because you're going to kill the action of that Dodger, and do not put it right in front. Your snubber goes up here on the lead or up the line. I cannot tell you over the years, dozens of times, we've had successful days on the lake, talking with fellow angler that did not have a successful day.
Yeah.
And the first thing, oh yeah, we only got a couple, whatever, like, and you know, hey, any advice, anything, which I'm more than happy.
Yeah, I give it all the time.
More than happy to give advice. Like I said, we're not good enough anglers. We can't kill all the kokanee in the lake. But I say, just hold up a rod. Let me see your setup. And I'll find those darn like big snubbers like right here.
Yeah.
Or right here. And then a 9-inch leader. Like, it's like, no.
Yeah.
This thing, you want this thing ringing the dinner bell. You want a good thump. So when you do add lead, I've got a line lock here. I've got a VIP one, but I've also got the short bus ones. I've got a little bead chain just to eliminate twist going up the line. But I've got 3 feet of line from the Dodger to the weight. And then I have a little clip, because sometimes in the morning you're going to start, you know, with a 1/4 ounce, 1/2 ounce, and then you might end up, especially as we get into this time of year, May, June. Sometimes those fish will be at the surface in the morning, a little higher up, and they'll go down. And you're going to be adjusting your leads too. If you got a downrigger, just look at your finder, match the depth, stick it in their face, call it good. But make sure that your weight is away from the Dodger.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyways, sorry. Corn brine. What's your secret corn recipe, bro?
Dude, secret corn recipe.
Garlic, 25,000 ingredients.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, no.
What is
yeah,
it?
everybody.
The world wants to know.
Everybody knows it's garlic. But like I don't know what your process is. But
Garlic.
What I do is I'll take my corn
Mm-hmm.
and then I drain it. And then I'll take it and I'll put it in a tub. And then I just put a bunch of salt on it. I want it to soak up, like, or to get all the juices out of it. Strain it out. Then I take, I'll plug Slam and Sam's the orange.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll throw it in there, and I just let it sit overnight in the fridge. And I'll take it out. I mean, it's kind of a process. It's not like something you're going to fish the same day. And then drain it off. Then I'll throw garlic salt on it. You don't run garlic? What is wrong with you? You don't run garlic?
No. I hate
And then there's one.
Smell it.
What?
I hate garlic.
Oh
I do
man.
not run garlic.
Oh
I'm
god.
not a garlic kokanee guy.
Dude, but it smells so good.
No, it doesn't.
Everybody on my
it smells
boat, they're
good
like,
when my wife makes the pasta, not when I'm freaking fishing. I know
everybody's
it's
like,
like
it smells so
fake.
good. I'm like, don't eat it. Terrible. I had one actually, like one kernel drop into my coffee one time.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, yeah, that's. I
Guys,
still drank it though. Like I didn't get sick,
Yeah,
but I
it
told
was
everyone.
coffee. You got to. I
Yeah,
hear you. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
But then there's one other little thing that I'll leave out because that's kind of my little.
That's your little.
Well, I just drain off my tuna and oil, and I just use that and let it soak in there too. That's pretty much it. I mean, I honestly think you could probably get away with just soaking it in that Slam and Sam's sauce and calling it a day. But
you add bite stimulants and you add some other stuff to it. So I'll do like the kokanee corn magic a lot. So I open a can in the morning when I get there. I throw it in a jar and I sprinkle some the Procure kokanee magic on it, and I go to work.
There you go.
But I don't like garlic.
Garlic.
Just because it just
smells
don't
so
like
good.
garlic. But my point is, guys, is that there is a lot of different scent combinations that will work for kokanee because they are not keying in on anything really in particular.
Yes, bloody tuna.
Yep.
Yeah, that
Bloody
for sure
tuna
too.
anise.
Yep.
Yep. So it's kind of a
Smoking. Oh, I got that.
everyone's always asked me like, and maybe Sam's got it, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I've used Sam's stuff and it does work very good.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, I do use a lot of different things and I use a lot of everything because I want to know.
Yeah.
But I love garlic on my food, Jim.
I'll go back to that.
Yeah.
That one about the best liquid brine recipe for.
Oh,
now, are you saying like smoking cook, Paul, or are you talking like smoking fish? So if you could go in the comments again, I need clarification.
Correct. Wow, this guy pays attention. Correction, Cam's Kryptonite, Sweet Abby, Nightmare Jigs, anything UV, and apparently garlic. Dude, ding, ding, ding.
That you can tell that guy watched.
That is, you watched a lot of life. We appreciate you watching.
Yeah.
That guy just won something. Tell him to shoot us his email.
All right, Joshua, you won a prize pack, dude. That's pretty
That's
pretty solid. That is very solid. So well, I'm out of here. That's the end of that.
Wow.
Yeah, Anise Krill.
Joshua, email orders at
And
addicted.
truth be told, guys, a lot of
Make
like
sure you include your
where
name,
Sam's do a lot of fishing,
Appreciate
they
you
are
watching all the time.
targeting a lot of shrimp and a lot
Yes.
of krill. But over in our lakes, they don't exist. There is no mysis in our lakes. So
I used to run that. Like I used to
I don't
have
know.
some in the boat, but like I just never caught anything on it. Especially it's pink too.
people have
Pink.
asked like, why haven't we come out with like the addicted kokanee blend? Like, where is it? Because in our lakes, I haven't found it. Like I
Yeah,
said,
that's fair.
maybe Sam's found him in his lakes, and he knows his home water better than anybody. I get it. But they have a different diet. They are a different fish. 120 feet, coming up to 30 feet.
Yeah.
I mean, like, so I've tried a lot of different stuff. I like having the kokanee corn magic from Procure because it firms up the corn, makes it a little less to strip. You can use it the next day. Like, there's like some fishability aspects that I really like it. There is amino acids in it. There is bite stimulants in it. So it does work really good. It's a powder. You guys can get it. They have a pink too. But for the most
Not
part,
a fan of pink.
yeah. I'm not a fan of pink either. I'm not a fan of
I'm
pink
an orange
corn.
guy.
White corn.
I'm
So is
I feel
Sam.
like you guys
Sam
are
was,
all overthinking it. Just
Right.
open a can of corn and throw it in the freaking thing and use corn.
Dude,
that
this
was
is why
kind
you
of my
don't go.
point of the conversation,
I will
darling.
go up there and outfish the hell out of you, bro. Don't even
Challenge
me.
accepted, bro.
Let's do it. No,
Challenge
please.
accepted. Name the date,
Okay.
dude. I'm there. Yeah.
Episode.
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
let's do it.
Let's do it. I'll
You
put
bring
my
your
downriggers
best,
on
I'll
there.
bring mine.
Oh, I'll kill you.
Oh
dude.
my god.
I've been fishing up there since I was like 8 years old.
He literally was like, "Oh yeah, I've been like
Yeah.
4 times the last 10 years."
It don't matter. You don't need to go kokanee fishing to be good at it.
Okay.
Anyone
All right.
can go up there and catch them.
Is your mic on? Can people hear?
Yeah,
what
oh,
you're
yeah.
saying? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, it's on. Yeah,
Well, there you go. Challenge video.
You- Cliff are going
name
at
the
it,
time
dude.
and place. I'm there.
Yeah.
Game time.
Dude, I'm in. I love a good
Anyways,
challenge.
I'm not even going to entertain this conversation.
Cam's like, Marlon's going to lose.
now
So I'm
Clint's
out.
going with Crycam, just grasping at trying to be funny. Like, it's just, I'm not even crying. Like,
The minute I post
I'm
it,
literally
you start
like-
crying.
You
I'm
need
literally
other
not
memes
even
so you can
crying.
get
I'm literally
different
laughing.
things.
I'm trying to be like, hey, maybe try to be funny. Yep, 48 mil or 80,
Ooh, next,
840 mil bead and
next
serving
live
it
stream.
serving it up.
Live feed kokanee challenge.
Live feed kokanee challenge. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's hilarious? Clint has one job right now, and he still isn't doing it.
Like new comments?
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, guys. We're just
Yeah.
gonna pause the live feed.
It's my fault. I'm trying to give him an idea.
oh.
Go.
Oh, thanks,
Oh,
Clint.
man,
Hey, there
so
we go.
happy you got those.
All right. Anyways,
There it
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
That's what he does every
Yeah,
time.
Marlene, you just said you were not great at kokanee fishing. Is that a real
Hey,
fish? What?
Here.
Oh, I heard about this.
What is this?
It's your new lure.
Side cam.
I'm not the one. And Clint's the one. Okay, just to be clear,
He has that in
they're
glove
throwing
box.
a pacifier at me. And just to be clear that when I start really riding Clint, he like throws his hands up and walks out the door, storms out the door, all dramatic.
I don't know
Like,
what you.
I'm getting the cry
Oh,
cam.
definitely.
Yeah, exactly, Marlon. Yeah, so
Definitely.
like, really? Here you go, Clint. Shove it up your face.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I bet you we could catch fish on that.
I bet we could. Yeah, you know.
Hey guys,
Probably
once
have a
again,
nice
Cam
little-
doesn't
Have you
know
ever
I'm
seen the
talking
What
to you.
time
He
in the
does not
morning do
know
you
that I'm
think
in the
is
other
best when
room.
it bites?
You guys see how flustered he
Oh,
gets
I
when he
would
starts
say,
getting trolled? So everyone, let's
well,
troll Cam again in
for
the
me, like,
comments
first
because it's
live
effing
bite,
hilarious.
that's
He
usually
gets
best.
so
But I've had that
flustered.
also bite.
Everyone, give it to Cam. Let's stick up for Clint. Everyone,
I mean, yeah, morning
get Cam in the
bite, I think
comments.
traditionally for
Do it.
kokanee, especially when they're on the surface,
Yeah.
I think they are less finicky. But honestly, like when they get down, at least in our lakes, when they get down 30, 40 feet,
Yeah.
I think you can show up at 11 o'clock
Yeah, you can
because
still snatch them.
once they're afraid of all that stuff that's kind of going away, they'll still bite. So
Yeah, so you slap some hooks on it. That's what I'm talking about.
Clint carries that binky around. Yeah,
That's-
I agree because
that's-
I don't know why he had a binky. I don't, but yeah. Let's see here. So, all right. I think we've talked a lot of kokanee.
We've talked a lot of kokanee.
Talked a lot of kokanee. I know for those of you guys that want to check out some more kokanee fishing, we do have a bunch of kokanee videos on the Addicted YouTube channel, Addicted Fishing. Just type in Addicted Fishing Kokanee, and I'm sure you will find one of many episodes that we have done over the years. There's how-tos, there's tutorials, there's demonstrations. There's even stuff. There's even stuff.
What did I win for keeping track of Cam's failures?
Failures? They're not failures.
Joshua, shoot us
You
an
want
email.
a prize back.
Yeah, we'll get you a prize, Joshua.
Joshua.
Orders
Yeah.
at addicted.fishing. Just shoot us an email, dude, and give us your address, and we'll get you something. Just because we can tell you've been watching the live feeds, and we appreciate all you guys that come in and just tune in with us and hang out with us every Wednesday. So thank you.
Legend of the Cry.
I feel like every time you try to go at Clint now, the comments just turn on you. They're like on you again.
That's it. I'm pulling. I'm out of here. I'm leaving. Here's Clint. I'm walking away now. I'm going home. Now I'm going to stand here for like a minute, be all dramatic. Okay, I'm going to come back and actually do my freaking job. Okay. I wish you guys could see that.
It's
But
nothing
that is
like that.
exactly how it is. Don't say it's not. That's lies. Oh my gosh, we have way too much fun. Cameron, don't be afraid to take that hat off. Shut up.
God,
Okay,
you are getting
anyways,
some
Cam
hate.
sucks
Cam,
at
your
fishing.
whole
Yes,
guy
I
for
totally
life is
do. I
more
get it.
of a
God.
joke than WDFW.
Oh my God.
Wow. Hey, that means a lot coming from a 5%er, Brett.
Oh, thank goodness he left. See?
You know, I don't have to do these. I don't. I
Dude,
don't
I'm just
have
gonna
to do
fucking
these.
take this
I don't know why I do these. Maybe I
Oh,
should-
wait. Here, hang on.
Yeah, Clint is a better.
Say that again.
We want to learn from Clint. This guy says, I don't know about that, guys. Like,
I kokanee fish.
I'm all for this. I am all for any time Clint wants to do this. I have game.
Oh, there you go. Cam was a failure with a successful guide service.
Yeah, sure.
crazy. This guy
Cam
says
is a
crap is
drunk.
getting deep.
Dude, this just turned on you, man.
I don't know. I think Clint has like hired like 10 or 12 people to like
He
because he probably has, knowing
He's got a
Clint.
Facebook page.
Right. Oh,
troll
he's
cam.
like sitting there the other 6 days of the week. We're not doing this live feed and planning on like how he can do this while other people actually have a real life.
I got a Facebook group going. There's like 5 people in it.
Shoot me an invite.
Okay, you guys, we're moving on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, Kim. Oh gosh, you guys. I'm speechless. I'm too tired to care.
Let's talk
Really
your
am.
tuna. What do you use for tuna? What's
Oh yeah. Corn, tuna and oil. Doesn't really matter. Chunk light. Anyways, we had a couple of nights. Oh boy.
I'm back.
Okay, we're back. Oh, Marlon's back. Great.
Let's get another prize pack given away
Let's do
here.
another prize pack, guys.
Guys, we got the titty twister in the building. We got the titty twister. Is my mic on? I don't even know. Hold on. Yep, mic's on. We got a titty
Cam
twister.
has Clint back his boat at the launch.
Cam salts
That's
his corn
good.
with tears.
That is pretty funny. Oh my god.
Okay, we got who wants to win a titty twister, some Dave's Tangle free weights, and a panfish float. And no,
do
I'm
you know what that is?
I'm not talking about the titty twister unless Cam's going to be giving them. I'm talking about the flasher. You're not going to actually win a titty twister. You're going to win the flasher
Clarification.
titty twister.
Give away the backpack. We only got to 3:30 tonight, guys. I don't think we can do the backpack. I don't think we can do it.
We'll see. We'll see how things are at the end of this live feed. We still might give it away to one of you guys.
We're like wrapping it up in
just
like
because
3
we love you.
minutes.
Well, we're going to wrap it up.
Well, it might happen. So you're saying there's a chance.
Bottom stock for tasty beans, I could do coconut.
Clint, pick a winner.
Ready?
A randomizer. Sasquatch Confessions. I seen one on the Chehalis River in BC. There's a Chehalis River in BC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Apparently
Sounds
is.
like.
But Sasquatch Confessions, you have won this prize pack. If you email orders at addicted.fishing, you tell us what you won and include your address.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
And we really, really do, guys, appreciate every single one of you guys that tune in with us every single week.
Yes. Lots of fun.
It's a lot of fun. And if you are new or you don't, just know we're here every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. I'm going to try to do a better job of promoting it. I think we need to talk about it more in YouTube videos and try to do some more promo of it because...
And we're going to start doing some live fishing too, guys,
Yep.
pretty soon. I've been waiting to rip on some smallies.
Me and Clint are working on a whole new live fishing setup as well, guys. So we're going to be
So we'll get done like
hopefully being able to stream a lot better out there in a lot of different areas. So
be a lot of fun.
live fishing coming to your backyard, folks.
Live fishing. Yeah. It'll look
What
good.
else?
I
Anything
think
else?
that's it, man. If you guys want to do any salmon fishing, get a hold of me. Like right now, I got a bunch of dudes that are ready to go. Willamette
sweet.
and up above Bonneville.
And then also, guys, like I said, I've known Cliff for a long time. If you guys remember some of the addicted hunting days when we tried to kind of get addicted hunting rolling, Cliff was one of my buddies that started that with me. Unfortunately,
It's hard.
to
be honest.
the reality is it's not as hard. It's that we just had a couple guys that we had in it that just they weren't able to dedicate the time to it like
It's
we
hard to
wanted.
dedicate the time to it. That's what
Yeah,
I mean.
one of our buddies moved to Montana,
Well, I'll do it. Too.
and we just
Yeah.
it kind of deteriorated before our eyes.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, there was a lot of things going on too. Yeah,
There was a lot of personal stuff
Yeah.
going on in people's lives
Yep.
and stuff too. But regardless, I've known Cliff for a really, really long time, and it just happens to be that now he's a fishing guide.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd bring him in here. We thought we'd introduce him to you guys. So if you guys want to go fishing, how do they get a hold of you?
They can. I got Facebook, Real Adrenaline Guide Service, and then website. It's realadrenaline.fishing. And obviously the pun on words, the fishing reel. But yeah, I have some openings towards the end of the month. I'll be fishing Drano in the wind. So if anybody, you want a chance to go out there.
And what about kokanee? Do you need kokanee the rest of the year if any of these guys want to go kokanee fishing with you, or is it mainly going into the spring next year?
I actually start kokanee fishing in November.
Oh, okay.
So I'll start doing that, especially like after the coho there at the 𝗛𝗘𝗟𝗣 dies off, jump into that. So
Cool.
but yeah, then we jump into kokanee, then we jump into springers, and then it's just a repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. But yeah, no, I'll do some kokanee trips, like if people wanted to do them through June.
And this is like the best time of the year to go.
Yeah.
It really
Fatties.
is. The fish are the largest as they're going to get because a lot of these fish, once they get kind of into August, they start switching to spawning phase. They're all going to spawn and die. So if you're looking for larger kokanee in your areas, like this is the time to go.
Yeah.
And the weather's nice. You're not freezing your freaking.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my
Tiny.
You can have
god.
some really nice mornings. Some really nice, just mild mornings.
Dude, I was so glad I got a top for my boat this winter.
I know, Cam.
I mean, the people were spoiled inside. Like, I didn't get a benefit from it, but like, it was.
Oh, you crawl in there. You got that Minn Kota just trolling away. You just sitting there with them. Oh yeah.
One time.
So anyway, guys, like I said, hit Cliff up if you want to go fishing. He's an awesome guide. I'm sure you'll learn a lot and have a lot of fun with him. So if you've gone with a lot of the addicted guides or gone with anyone, you want to go with someone new, hit Cliff up. And then, like Cam said, I mean, there's lots of your buddies that are still got some trips open.
Yeah. I mean, I'm talking.
You guys have seen Blair in here. Blair's got some trips. Ryan, I know, still does. There's a lot of guys that if you want to get out salmon
but basically, if you guys have been sitting on the fence waiting for spring Chinook,
Now's the time.
time to get off that fence.
You might want to get out there.
You might want to take advantage of it while we got this nice weather this weekend. So, anyways,
It's going to be hot.
for what it's worth. For what it's worth.
John, the showroom, we're still shooting for like mid to end of June. That's kind of our goal right now is mid to end of June. That's our goal. Also, if you guys didn't see this last Sunday, we dropped a special Mother's Day drop. There's some really, really cool stuff for the ladies out there. So if you want to get something for your mom or your grandma or just a lady in your life that likes to fish, there's some really good women-themed apparel that we just launched to the website. And we've never really done that before, so check it out on the website, Addicted Fishing. We are working on a summer drop, which is going to be massive. We have a lot of cool stuff coming in the summer drop, some stuff you guys have never seen before. Some really, really cool plugs. We're working on some custom spinner blades. Whole bunch of new stuff, guys. Whole bunch of new stuff, summer drop. I think we're going to do that July 9th, but don't hold me to that date yet because I don't know for sure.
Oh, no, it's in the calendar. You're doing it.
Yeah.
Somebody wants you to rap, man.
I will not be rapping.
Oh.
I don't rap. I retired. I retired from rap music, guys.
Retired from rapping.
I retired. Yeah, exactly, Paul. The mom drop. Exactly.
The mom drop. I like it.
Yeah, it's right on the
Mom slay
homepage.
every day.
Yep. Every day.
Lex sends me a
Mother's
picture with the circled the sweatshirt. It said this.
I want this.
I'm like, I better go grab one.
Yeah.
Good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
This guy's apologizing. Sorry, Cam. You're a badass, man.
I'm so happy. It just touches my heart to hear that. I need
Is this mine?
Yeah.
It is now. Okay, guys. No whiteboard. No whiteboard T-shirts. No whiteboard tonight. Any other announcements? We got it.
There will be a 4th of July drop, guys. I saw Austin's asking out at the bottom. We are working on some custom 4th of July shirts. Actually, why don't we just sneak peek one of them right now? How about
Oh
that?
my goodness.
We're going to sneak peek. Since you asked,
We're on the ball.
I'm going to sneak peek something that's coming for 4th of July
Oh,
here.
no, David. I did not find the sweatshirt. I was in the shop, and the shop guys didn't tell me it was there. Sorry.
This is one of the new designs. Oh, that ain't going to work. Go to side cam, Clint.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus fucking.
There's that light.
Here we go. This is one of the new designs that we're working on.
Addicted fishing. I like that.
You see that? It says free to fish since 1776.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that's one of the
That
new,
is going to be a good one.
yeah,
gonna
that's
be a
one of the new
seller.
designs that we're working on, guys. But we have a bunch of really cool.
That is a good one.
Yeah, we got a. I'm like talking to the phone, like I'm like on speaker. We have a bunch of really cool new 4th of July designs, so look out for that, guys. We're working on a bunch of cool stuff. There'll be a buoy 10 drop again this year. We're working on some really cool new buoy 10 designs.
Awesome.
Yeah, lots of stuff.
Cool.
I don't think there's any other announcements.
I think that's it, you guys. I think we're going to wrap it up.
We got to give a backpack away.
Oh, we're giving the backpack away. I don't know.
You guys have all stuck with us.
There you go.
Everyone who stayed with us tonight gets the opportunity, so we're going to do it. Let's give away a backpack, Clint. Let's ask him a question.
We need them to comment that they're still here.
Yeah,
Yeah, just say
let's
here.
see.
We'll give you one. We'll give you
question?
1 minute just to say here or say something.
No, I need a better question.
What's your favorite summertime fishing coming up?
Ooh, I like it.
There you go. Just
What
say
is your
species.
favorite fishing that's in the future? What are you
Yeah,
looking forward
what's
to the
going
most?
on?
I know for me, dude, it's summer Chinook. I cannot wait to summer Chinook and fish wobblers and be on the beach with all my friends.
Ain't gonna be a wobbler
Cameron
year, bud.
got
It
me-
ain't gonna be a wobbler year, bud.
I know it might not be, but Cameron got me an amazing present this year, guys, and I'm so excited to get out on the beach. A
I'm
little
excited
Traeger,
for you to use that.
a little Traeger Ranger. So you guys are going to be seeing that on my boats, and I'm excited.
The bomb.
I'm stoked for that. So
We're gonna be doing some cooking next week.
that's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. The old Traeger cook-off.
Oh, wow. Fishing
Ocean
through
Coho.
the cooler
I know
for
you're
the
looking
coldest
forward to that
beer.
Ocean Coho can.
Not really. Not
No.
doing much of it this year.
No, you're going to stick around here
Sticking
probably.
around.
June hogs.
June hogs.
Sockeye. That's going to be fun this year, huh?
Sockeye's on the table this year, and we're going to have high water. So that's why you're all talking your wobbler game.
Yeah.
I know. I remembered when you said
That's
that.
okay. I'd rather have the high water game than the smallie
It's
fishing.
going to ruin that one fishery,
go.
though. The old freaking wreck 'em and stack 'em in triples and doubles, and that probably won't be there anymore because of the high water.
Yeah, but anchoring in like 4 feet of water might be a thing.
No, for sure.
It's going to be a thing. Grass, though. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get up there to some of that upper Columbia sockeye fishery this year. We have to do that. We've been asked so many times to go up there and do it. Yeah. We need to get up there with Ryan and do that. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Sockeye at Baker Lake. That's one that I've always wanted to do as well.
I got a buddy that did that. Dude, it looked
Incredible.
awesome.
I heard.
Yeah.
Beautiful scenery and awesome fishing and
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, Clint, let's pick a winner.
Sturgeon at the mouth. Well, if you only catch it releasing, pick a winner.
Chris R says anything that'll bite. I like it.
That's way to hit them all. Congratulations, Chris. You won a backpack.
A black addicted backpack. Shoot us an email, orders@addicted.fishing. Include your name, your address. Let us know that you won the backpack, and we'll get it shipped out to you. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Well,
What else?
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah,
we will see you again.
Yeah.
Kokanee Fishing, guys, is right now all the way through July. I mean, because probably August it's salmon.
For our fishery, it gets kind of rough because they get stacked up in there as far as other boats. So,
Well, through June.
yeah.
So
At least
next
through
2 months.
as long as the water's still cold, like we should be good.
No, sure.
Tiger muskie, yes. Tiger
Oh,
muskie.
yeah. Golly, we need it.
I know, dude. We need to quit our jobs.
I know. Frick, I got that brand new, tiger muskie hunting boat.
I know.
And we haven't got it. We haven't done it yet.
know.
All right, guys.
All right, we
We're
appreciate you.
We're gonna
Thanks
be
so much.
implementing.
Huge shout out to Stevens Marine. How do you guys like the new banner placement?
Yep.
They're the ones that make this live feed possible. We